Hey guys. So today's video is going to be the get to know me tag. I had Erin House request this video, and also another subscriber that used to be subscribed to me asked me to film like a get to know me type of video to tell you guys a little bit more about myself. I am very descriptive. Excuse me, I'm snacking on chocolate covered almonds right now. Because I just got back from the gym and I was hungry, so. But I still wanted to film this video earlier in the day because I feel like I film like later at night and I feel like I just want to like chill and watch shows then. So anyway, I got these questions off of YouTubesociety.com, and it's just the get to know me tag questions. There's like over 25 plus questions here, which I think is awesome. Go check out the website here. It's pretty awesome. So I'm just going to take the questions from here, and I might add on a few more, like my favorite food and stuff like that, because I feel like it's not here. Favorite restaurant is here, but not favorite food. But since they asked me to get to know me, since I don't really have that many subscribers that would ask me questions, I really only have a couple of subscribers that really watch my videos a lot. That it wouldn't be enough for me to film a whole video on, so I figured this was perfect to just do a tag video. And Erin House was like, I hope you do more tag videos in the future. I'm like, well, I'm gonna do them now. So anyway, let's jump in and start with the first question. So the first question is, what is your middle name? My middle name is Park. My first name is Caitlin. If you guys didn't know that, my name is Caitlin. Not gonna give out my last name, but I go usually by Caitlin Park anyway because I like that name more than my last name. The reason why it's Park, I know that's a little bit unusual, and me and my two other siblings have the same middle name because we're actually named after our great grandma. My mom's grandmother's name was Park. I think her last name was Park. So she just decided to give us all the same middle name and named us all Park. I know that's a little bit lazy for my mom to do that, but I like it. I mean, over the years, I didn't really love it, and like people would make fun of me and be, and not like people, but like my friends. They're like, "What the fuck name is that? What is Park? Like park the car, Caitlin?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you know that's my middle name. Deal with it." So it's just like in good fun. It's nothing like mean or anything. Um, so I got like something caught in my teeth. Okay, the next one is, what is your favorite color? I think you guys know this already. My favorite color is pink. Even though I'm not wearing anything pink today, I know that's very girly, but I don't really associate it with being girly. I am a very girly girl, but sometimes I just love to wear sweats and a sweatshirt. But most of the time, I love fashion, and pink is like a really good way for me to express myself. And I was obsessed with Legally Blonde when I was growing up, and I just became obsessed with pink when I saw that movie, and also Clueless as well. They loved Clueless, furry pens and stuff like that. So basically mentioning my favorite movies too, but we'll get to that. So my favorite color is pink. I don't wear it as much as I used to because I'm kind of getting a little bit older, so I feel like pink is a little bit like, juvenile, and I like wearing all black sometimes. So yeah. The next one is, who was your best, oh my God, I'm reading these questions wrong. Number 3, who was your first best friend? Okay, so if I want to be really cliche and be like loser type, my first best friend was my sister. I'm like breast friend, of course. But she was my best friend growing up. We did absolutely everything together. We were so close, even though sometimes we would fight, and we would have some pretty bad fights, especially when we got older, around like 16 or something. But up until she moved out of the house, because she's actually the only sibling that I have that is actually out of the house. I already mentioned that I have 2 siblings, but that is a question, is how many siblings do you have? And I will say if they're older or younger and whatever. But yeah, we did everything together. We had such crazy imaginations growing up. My mom was very into us being creative as kids, and we were very open-minded kids. My mom wouldn't take us to the movies. She would take us like to Mullenhof's together, and that was like a flower shop, and we would have so much fun shopping for flowers. We made it like an event. or we would go to the supermarket. We wouldn't go to the movies or we wouldn't go to restaurants and stuff like that. And we got so excited to pick out food, or we would go shopping in the mall or something. And I was always the one running off, and my mom was like, "Where are you going?" She had like a heart attack. I was a crazy kid. But we did so much together. Like we had all these games that we would do. We were just so creative. Like we did some crazy stuff. We had this game called Save the Ice, and I would play with my sister's best friend, which was actually our next door neighbor, and they were best friends. I was always envious of their friendship because I never really had that many friends of my own until I met my best friend in Hebrew school. I am Jewish, if you didn't know that. And we would go to Hebrew school on the weekends, and I met her in Hebrew school, and she became my best friend. I think I was around 11 or so, and we went to each other's bat mitzvahs as well. Kind of some drama happened by the time our bat mitzvahs rolled around. Yes, I was bat mitzvahed. I had a whole party and everything. I did like everything in the service, but let me stop rambling. But we're not best friends anymore. I have another best friend that's my closest friend in the universe. I'm going to be her bridesmaid at her wedding, and I love her to death. So she is my best friend. And I do have a guy best friend as well. I pretty much only have a few close friends now that I do everything with. So I love her. It sucks that she moved away to Connecticut, but I do get to see her when I can. It's not like it's that far. It's like an hour away. If you just take the ferry. But the Save the Ice game, going back to that, we used to have like these big chunks of ice outside, and crazy us, we used to have a tree house outside, and we would take the chunks of ice, climb up the tree house, and put them in the tree house and say, "Save the ice, we're saving the ice." It was insane. And then there was another game where we would play dress up all the time, and we would play as we were like poor. I know it's like so bad. Every time I tell my friends that, they're like, of course you're like a rich white girl who played that you were poor. It was so sad. But we would play like house. We would play and I would always play house. I would always wear like this cute stuff. And even without my sister, I would just do it by myself and like pretend I was going to work. We were insane. But we were very creative kids, and we would always be drawing, and we would have like a crap ton of Barbies. We would always play with Barbies all the time. We even made our own houses for Barbies out of paper. Like, it was crazy. Okay. And I was obsessed with dolls. I loved dolls as a kid. I loved Barbies. Everything that had to do with being a girl, I was obsessed with. But I also like guy stuff. Like my brother would play with Star Wars stuff. Obviously now you know I have a brother. We would have lightsaber battles. We would have wizard duels as Harry Potter. Me and my sister would do that all the time. We would put like robes on, and we just had so much fun together. She really was my best friend. I just loved being creative with her, and I didn't really do that too much with my other friends. I did do that with my best friend, and we did create like a crazy paper like tennis court for our Barbies, and she was there doing it with us, with me and my sister. But my sister like got tired of me like hanging out with her friends, and I wanted friends of my own. So anyway, I could go on and on and on about it. Anyway, number 4, how tall are you? I am 5'5". I love my height. I think it's the perfect height for me. I don't want to be any taller or any shorter. I don't really want to be too much taller. My boyfriend's 6 foot, and so is my dad. My mom is 5'2", and my sister's a little bit shorter than me. My mom's very short, so I love my height. Number 5, cats or dogs. It's basically a no-brainer. You guys have seen my everyday makeup lookbooks, and you guys know I have 3 dogs. I might do a pet tag very soon and tell you guys about my dogs, because once I saw Kathleen Lights do it, I'm like, oh my god, I need to do this video. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. I'm getting hungry. I love my 3 dogs to death. I've never liked cats. I've never been a cat person. Plus, they're gross. They poop in a fucking litter box. Like, I think that's gross. But if you like cats, do what you want. But, I've always loved dogs, and my heart has always been with dogs. And it's funny because, I used to be actually afraid of dogs when I was growing up, and then when we got our, it was crazy because we had a dog when we were growing up, and then somehow I got afraid of them because we didn't have a dog for like a few years, and then when we finally got another dog, because my mom was very attached to our first dog, and she was really upset when when she passed away. When she passed away, and um, when we were getting a new dog, it was very hard for us to try and get a new one because my mom didn't want to go through, losing one again. But now we have three dogs and we love them to death. And I got completely fallen in love with dogs after I got over my fear of them. I'm afraid of a lot of stuff, but I do love going out and doing things. Okay, number 6, funniest moment throughout school. This was probably the one that I don't really like have an answer for. I don't know if they're saying high school or college. I had so many fun moments with my friends in college that it's like high school. I think I would say funniest moment throughout school. I think I'm going to change it to my best memory is when I found out that I was going to Europe for the summertime. I was ecstatic, and it's actually segueing right into the next question. But I just can't really think of a funniest moment. Like, I have really bad memory when it comes to maybe my school photos. I think my school photos were probably the funniest thing. I'm gonna say that. They were always bad, and every time they would come out, it's like you always want to look good for them, and then it's like somehow, I don't know, they have like the worst photographers. You're like, they turn your head like this, and you're like, it's just terrible. I kind of feel like I need to show one, but I have to like dig through my yearbooks then, but they were bad. And the only good ones were like these spring photos where they would take like nature ones and would like have like a background. Those ones were such better pictures of me. For some reason, yearbook pictures were always bad, but my senior photo was a really good one. So, yeah, so I'd probably say that. Because I didn't really have too many memories with friends and stuff, and I can't really remember. I am 28 years old, so, yeah. That was a while ago. That was like 12 years ago, which is crazy. Um, okay. Number 7, how many countries have you visited? Like I said, I got to go to Europe when I was in high school, and that was a trip with my sister. We went on a music tour together with a chorus and band. It was like 300 members, and it was from all different schools all over the state for New York. It was like three schools, I think, in us. And the way that you would go is if you guys know, I was a huge musician in college. I took band and I took chorus. But you were only allowed to take one or the other, and I would give up my lunch period to take band or chorus. And I would tell like one of my teachers, I was like, because we were all theater kids. Me, my sister, and my brother, we were huge theater kids. We were never really been sports kids. My sister was, but me and my brother, we weren't really athletic. We didn't like sports. So my mom really wanted us to get involved in theater, and we absolutely loved it. So if you guys know, there's a NYSSMA competition where you audition a certain piece that you have been practicing for like a full year, and then you perform it in front of a judge, and then they give you a score on it. And if you get a high score, like 95 or better, you go to all county, which is, the best in your county, and you perform with a band or chorus. Or you go to, and then if you do even better, you can also be considered for All-State if you get like a 98 or higher. So my sister was an All-State. I wasn't an All-State. But this was such a big moment for me because I got approved to go on the trip. So I had a 90 or better in my chorus or in my band. So we both went for the chorus, and we went to 5 different countries, and it was the best experience of my life. Literally the best experience of my entire life. I want to go back so bad, but I'm so lucky and happy to experience it. The first country we went to was France. We didn't go to Paris though. We went on the outskirts of France. It was gorgeous. Then we went to Germany, and we actually went to a concentration camp, which was actually, if you're Jewish, you don't even realize how much you need to visit one. It's life-changing, and it's completely upsetting, but it's very important and impacting on your life to go. So we went there. We went to Austria right after Germany. I think it was the Austria concentration camp, actually, not in Germany. In Germany, we went to a bunch of beer festivals, which were so much fun. And obviously, you can drink when you're like 16 or 17 there, even though it was supposed to be a dry tour. We still drank anyway, because, that was like our first experience with drinking. So, and it was so much fun. I'm like, I'm out of state, I'm out of the country, I can drink, whatever. Um, and then after that, um, we went to, whatchamacallit, we went to Italy, duh. And we spent like a week in Italy. We went to Florence, we went to Venice. It was amazing. Oh, it was so gorgeous. I loved Italy. I want to live there. Italy is like my dream, and the food's amazing. Oh my God, pizza, pasta, everything. And then the last country we went to was Switzerland. So those were 5 countries. And then the only other country that I've been to outside of the US is Canada. And I've been there twice because I went with a camp, my West Hills Day Camp, which was there was like a junior travel thing where you would go on trips like out of state. And I went with my family as well for a full week. It was amazing. We stayed at a resort. We went whitewater rafting. We went to drawing teapot classes where we would color teapots. We went to amazing restaurants. The food was great. And then I've been to Cali, Florida, and I've been to Massachusetts, Boston, Connecticut, mostly a lot of places on the West Coast, right? East Coast. East Coast. Oh my God. So those are basically the places that I've been here. But yeah, I've been to, if you go to Europe, your life is set, honestly. So, okay. The next one. Are you going to college? I'm not in college, but I did go to college for 3 years. And we're just going to leave it at that. It's a whole complicated story. But I did go to college for criminal justice. I never really found what my passion was in college, and I still don't really know what I want to do, but I do enjoy doing this, and I am a server for now. I've worked a bunch of different server jobs, and I've worked a bunch of retail jobs. I love fashion and I love makeup, so hopefully I can find something that I want to do before I'm 30 because I need to hurry up and hustle. But I thought criminal justice was what I wanted to do, but I did go to a local college because I didn't get into out-of-state colleges, which sucked. Because I wanted to go away in the worst way. But what's crazy is that if I went away to college, I probably wouldn't have had as many friends as I do today because I made all of my friends in college. I had so many friends in college. I'm not saying that, oh my God, I was so popular. I had so many friends, and it was like, I had so many different types of friends. Like, and that was what was important to my mom too, is that our high school was very diverse, and I think that's why me and my sister and my brother all grew up to be liberals because we are very open to a lot of things. We're friends with gay people, we're friends with black people, with anyone, honestly. I don't have to go through all the ethnicities. I'm friends with Spanish people. My boyfriend is Spanish. Like, that was what was the most important to my mom, was to be very diverse and to grow up having an open mind. So that I had so many different kinds of friends in college. I was friends with Asians there. I was friends with gamers, anime people. I was friends with the theater kids. I was friends with everyone. Just so many different kinds of people. So anyway, number 10, what is your favorite drink? Oh, number 9, what is your favorite worst subject in high school? My favorite subject was history, but I was in honors English. So I was a really good essay writer, and I know a lot of people don't really have a very good writing skills because they do get taught very poorly essay writing and math. But I'll get into math in a minute. But English I was always very good at, and I was always in honors English. So that was the only honors class I was in. My sister was in like AP classes, but my sister was always smarter than me and my brother. I think my brother was in honors English as well. And then worst subject was math. I was terrible at math, never got math, didn't really pass my Math B Regents. I was just so bad at math. I've never really gotten it. The only thing I really got was proofs, and that's one of the hardest things to do, but I was always terrible at math. Oh, it was always my worst subject. Okay, number 10, what is your favorite drink? I don't really have a favorite drink. I never know what to order when I go to bars and stuff like that. When I go to drink, I always need like a set menu in front of me in order to like determine what I want to drink. Okay, sorry, my mom had just come home, so I just had to talk to her for a few minutes. Let me not drop my phone. Okay, next question. Oh, I didn't answer the drink question. So, usually when I go out to bars that don't have menus, like clubs and stuff like that, because I like going clubbing with my friend, whenever we get to, we went like in August for my birthday, and we went for his birthday in May. I usually always get a Malibu Bay Breeze. I love anything with Malibu in it. I don't like beer at all. I used to be just a beer drinker in college, and then I would switch to liquor, and I'm like, oh my God, like why did I ever drink beer? Because I didn't really drink until I was in college, and I was just a beer drinker because, you know, it's like easier to drink than like liquor and stuff. But typically, I'm happy with like a margarita or a martini, anything like that. I love cheesecake drinks because, you know, I used to work there, but not working there anymore. But their drinks are amazing, and I love the Caribbean cooler there, even though they took it off the menu. Probably like my favorite drink to drink, if I just want something easy to drink, is white sangria. I love white sangria. I don't like wine too much, but I love champagne. So that's basically what I like in a nutshell. Number 11, what is your favorite animal? Basically, I already said it, which is dogs, but if I had to choose anything that I like don't have or own, it would have to be horses because I used to take horseback riding when I was younger, and it was like the same summer where I was also taking a sport class as well, which I will talk about when I get to sports and everything. But for animal, horses were definitely, oh my God, it was so amazing to ride a horse. Please, like, if you are able to, or if you don't have a fear of them, because I had a fear of them, okay? I didn't like horses when I first saw my sister taking classes, and then I got jealous that she did it, and I saw that she was having so much fun. Basically, like, things that motivated me to do things, and when I was growing up is being jealous of my sister. I know that sounds negative, but it really did get me over my fear of horses, and once I was very afraid of it when I first like walked past it. I didn't want it to neigh at me. And my mom's like, it's okay. Like I was crying like crazy. I was like, I'm so scared to walk past. It was like just in the stable, like standing there. And then once I got on it, I was like, oh my God, this is like amazing. It's so much fun. It really gets you in great shape as well. It makes your legs like so strong. Oh my God, it was so much fun. And I learned so much in just one summer. Like I was almost galloping because they start you off with walking, obviously, and then trotting, and then cantering, and then uh, galloping. Okay, number 12, what is your favorite perfume? I think, hands down, my favorite perfume is Marc Jacobs Honey. I think that one is my absolute favorite scent from Marc Jacobs. You guys know I'm obsessed with Marc Jacobs fragrances. That's all I own. And I have 4 of them. I've used up 2 of them, though. I just used up Daisy Dream, which is like my other favorite scent. I love it. I think those are my 2 favorites, and Lola is probably my 3rd. Right now, the only ones I have are Marc Jacobs Honey and Daisy Dream Blush, because Honey was my summer scent, and I love Dot too. Those are like my top 5, so I absolutely love his fragrances. Honey is such a beautiful summer fragrance, and you guys know I love summertime. I don't know if there's a favorite season on here, but my favorite season is summertime. Okay, number 13, tea or coffee, pretty much no brainer. I loved iced drinks though, and I don't think I could live without coffee. I could live without tea, but without coffee, no. I need coffee in the morning. That's the only time I drink coffee though. I try not to drink it too much, but they actually say a cup a day is good for you. I do put milk and sugar in it though. I know you're not supposed to drink that much milk or that much sugar either, but I can't drink it by itself. They do say black coffee is the healthiest for you though. Um, And for tea, I love iced tea. Like the passion fruit iced tea from Starbucks is probably my favorite iced tea drink ever. I know I'm so basic, but I love it. But I don't like hot tea or hot coffee at all. I've always been an ice drinker. I don't know why. Um, I like hot tea sometimes, but I usually don't drink it. 14, what would you or have you name your children? Okay, I'm not like a psycho, like picking out baby names for me and my boyfriend. We're not really like that. We just, go with we just go on dates and cuddle and do stuff like that. We're not really like that crazy about babies. We've never really been like that. I don't really love kids. I really like pets and dogs more. Like, I am so excited to get a dog first before we even have a kid. That's how I am. But I do want at least one or two children. I know that. I don't want any more than two, though. I think two is perfect because I think an only child, gets way too spoiled. And I feel like they always want some kind of companionship when they're an only child. So I think I'm definitely going to have two kids. And I want a boy and a girl. I need a girl to spoil. Even though my boyfriend only wants boys. And for the names, for the boy, my boyfriend's name is Josh, so I think we would have to name him Josh Jr. That's what he always says, is that they're all going to be named Josh, but I think he's just joking. I think we would actually pick out a nice name. But I've always been obsessed with like Disney names for girls. I know that's a little bit weird, but I've always loved the name Merida from Brave. I think that's such a beautiful Irish name that I feel like I would have to name my daughter that because I feel like that's kind of the most appropriate for a girl, not like Jasmine or Mulan or anything like that. And I also really love the name Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. So I love those. And I also really like Jewish names. I'm probably going to give her a Jewish name though. I've always loved my sister's Hebrew name, which is Shoshana, which means rose. So I love that name as well. So there are a couple more that I forget, but I don't really think about it. Okay. What sports do you play? Have you played? I don't like sports, but the only sport that I really got into and really enjoyed was tennis. Me and my sister are obsessed with tennis. And like I said, I did take a sport along with horseback riding over one summer, and I ended up really loving it. Um, we took like tennis classes at this center and we would take classes together. I wasn't very good. My sister, of course, was better, and she was always like a big sports person in high school. She would play, well, not a huge sports person, but she was a cheerleader and stuff like that. But she was also a theater person, so, and she would get all the roles that I wanted. So I was always like in her shadow, and it's crazy because I was the older sister. Okay. Um, but yeah, I don't really enjoy any other sports. I like kickball though and wiffle ball because I'm like, oh, you don't get kicked in the face and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about a baseball hitting you. I didn't even like playing baseball. Okay. And me and my sister are obsessed with going to the US Open. We go because my dad works for Newsday and he gets us tickets. We love it. We go like every year. Okay, what is your favorite book? It's pretty much a no-brainer. I don't read too much. I wasn't very good at reading in school because I have ADD, so I wasn't very active in reading because I never really liked it because I wasn't a fast reader like my sister and my brother. I just would always avoid it because I'm like, I'm not good at reading, but if I would have to pick something, it's very cliche and a lot of people love it. It's like the most popular book in the world, and that's Harry Potter. I was obsessed with Harry Potter growing up, and my mom was like, once you start reading it, you're going to start reading more books, and that's what happened. I only have finished that series though. I've never really read too many more series after that. I probably have only read about 15 or 16 books in my life. I know that's like very little, but it's all 7 Harry Potter books. And then I started another Wizard series after that, which is this series that I have here. And I'm on the 8th book, but I haven't really cracked into it anymore. It has dust on it. I probably should have wiped that off first. I need to clean my room. I'm so bad about cleaning my room. It's not too bad though. My mom did like clean it up for me before, but yeah, I'm on the 8th book of it and I'm like halfway through it, but I've never finished it. I'm just not a big reader. I like reading articles and stuff like that, and I used to read a lot of magazines when I was growing up, so I loved Cosmopolitan, InStyle, all those kind of magazines, but you know, those magazines are bad because they influence women to be thin, but whatever. We don't have to go into that. Okay, number 17. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Again, pretty much a no-brainer. My favorite YouTubers are beauty gurus, but I don't go for like the ones that support fake ass brands like Morphe and stuff like that. I mean, I do, but the reason why I follow them is not because of Morphe and because of other shady companies. The reason why I follow them is because I like them as a person. And that's always been number one to me. And my favorite, absolute favorite YouTuber ever, well, actually, she's probably number two, but number one, the one that really got me into watching YouTube is Charisma Star. I love her, and she responds to my comments a lot, which is amazing. I've never gotten a response from the other two I'm going to mention, but I did from another one. But she actually replied to one of my Instagram posts once, and she was like, loves it because I was wearing a shirt that I saw her wear constantly in her videos, and I was like, I need this shirt. So I bought the H&M donut shirt, and I also bought the H&M cupcake dress, both from her. I just love her. She's so amazing. I love her videos. She puts so much effort into her videos. She's so gorgeous, and her tutorials are fucking bomb. Go check her out if you don't know who she is. She's fucking amazing. She won the NYX Face Awards a couple of years ago, and I still think she's the only one that's deserved it because she's freaking bomb. So, love her. And I also love that she's obsessed with Disney and Star Wars and stuff. She does so many Disney tutorials. And then, of course, my other two favorites are Jaclyn Hill and Kathleen Lights. I just think they are both the most genuine beauty gurus out there. I think that they're so humble, and I think that they really do appreciate what they do and how many people they can connect to. They're both amazing. I think they're both so, just their personalities really shine through like everything else, and I think that they deserve everything that they get. I love them to death. I don't care if they support Morphe or not. I don't choose to support Morphe, but I still support them because they are both amazing makeup artists, and I just love how down to earth they are. They're amazing. And then outside of the beauty community, well, I do also love Manny MUA, but one of his comments in his videos kind of pissed me off about the whole Morphe. If you don't know how to use Morphe shadows, you don't know how to do makeup. But whatever, I just kind of ignored it. I don't watch all of his videos. I only watch the ones that really interest me. And I do watch his Snapchat just because I think he's really funny. I know he does some dumb shit, but he is younger than, I think he's younger than Kathleen too. He's just, he's a gay guy. They like let their mouths run wild sometimes if they like, they're very outspoken sometimes. I'm not stereotyping them. I'm just saying like some of them can be very outspoken and just don't really think he doesn't really think before he acts. I'm not saying like every gay doesn't. I'm not going to sound like a crazy person because I love all types of people, but I'm just saying he's very outspoken. I'm just going to say him. I'm not going to say gays. Never mind. Sorry about that. So please don't hate me. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. Some saying stuff I don't know. But he has replied to a comment of mine a couple of months ago about like just makeup, and he just replied to me, and that was awesome. And he did like a couple of comments of mine before that, so that's pretty cool. And then my other favorite, again, out of the beauty community is Jenna Marbles. She got me so into YouTube, and I just think that she's so hilarious. She deserves everything. She deserves being like the number one most subscribed to woman on YouTube. I think she was at some point, but I think somebody else took her place. But she has like 16 million subscribers, and she deserves it. She's freaking hilarious. I love her dogs. She's amazing. I love her. Okay. What is your favorite movie? I have a bunch of favorite movies. I am the type of person that loves so many different genres of movies except for horror. I will literally watch anything unless it's horror. Or like something that's like sci-fi horror or something like that. But pretty much I will watch anything. I have a very open mind when it comes to watching certain types of movies, but I would have to say my three favorite movies, obviously it's a Disney movie. I mean, two of them are Disney movies because I'm obsessed with Disney. So actually there's like 4 or 5. These are like 5 movies that if I was on a desert island, I could watch them 10 gajillion times and never be bored of them. One is Legally Blonde. Can never get enough of that movie. It's flipping amazing. I just think it's like so inspiring and I just loved her story. She was gorgeous. I loved the fashion. Oh my God, it's just such a good movie. The next one is Clueless. Um, Basically the same thing. It's hilarious. It's a classic. If you're a girl and you haven't seen Clueless, what are you doing with your life? It's amazing. I think it appeals to so many different people. Even my boyfriend watched it and he thought it was hilarious. And actually, Mean Girls. Forgot to mention Mean Girls. Um, those are the three girly movies that I can watch over and over and over again. Mean Girls is such a classic. It's so funny. It's like comedy brilliance. It's amazing. I love Tina Fey so much. So I love that movie too. I love it, and I love how Rachel McAdams made her career from that movie. And Lindsay Lohan was hilarious. Too bad she's a train wreck now, but and so is Amanda Bynes, but we'll not get into that. This video is gonna be so freaking long. I still have 10 questions, 12 questions left. So let's try and go through them as fast as possible. And then the other two would be the two Disney movies would be Aladdin and Finding Nemo. Me and my family were obsessed with Finding Nemo growing up. We knew like every single line. My dad loved the movie. We would quote it constantly in my house. And I can't pick one though. I'm sorry. It's like impossible for me. And then Aladdin. Aladdin was my favorite. I love Sleeping Beauty too, but if you'd have to tell me to watch just one for the rest of my life, it would probably be Aladdin because I know like every line and I love Robin Williams. I just love the movie. It's amazing. And Jasmine was always my second favorite princess next to Princess Aurora. But I would say that Aladdin is a better movie than Sleeping Beauty because it's longer and but I still love Sleeping Beauty like crazy. And then the last one would be Dark Knight. I'm obsessed with Christopher Nolan. I love his movies and Dark Knight is still my favorite movie from him. I had an obsession with the Joker when he was when Heath Ledger was the Joker. I love him to death and rest in peace. I was so upset when I found that out because I just felt like he had so much more to do with his career and that made his career and I just think he was brilliant. So I love that movie too. And there was like one more. I love old movies as well. I'm a huge old movie person. I love watching black and white films. And my favorites are with Marilyn Monroe. I'm obsessed with Marilyn Monroe. I'll watch any movie that she's in. I have like an entire collection of her movies. I still have a couple that I still haven't watched yet, but I've watched about 15 of her movies. And probably Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and 7-Year Itch are my favorites. Oh my God, I could watch those over and over and over again. I love them. Okay, number 19, are you single or taken? Obviously, I've already said I have a boyfriend. I've had a boyfriend for almost 5 years now. I met him back in 2012. We were friends in college, so it's not like he was a complete stranger, but we did reconnect a few years after that. He commented on a status on my Facebook, and then we just ended up Facebook messaging, and then we ended up going out. We actually were only going to be friends in the beginning, and then I told my best friend I was like, I really, really like him. He ended up asking me out, and we've been going out ever since, and he's my last boyfriend, and he's going to be my last boyfriend. I love him, and that's basically it. So, and his name is Josh. So, what is your idea of an ideal first date? I will do anything. As long as it's not like meeting like the parents or something. I probably, a first date for me is just going out to dinner. I really like food. I love food and I love interacting with that person and getting to know them. So I just like going out to eat as an ideal first date. I didn't really go out to restaurants too much when I would have like first dates and stuff, but me and my boyfriend are huge foodies. We love going out to eat. But yeah, I would say going out to dinner or going to a movie. Some boyfriends are like guys who would first go out with me would be like too extreme in movies and they would want to like cuddle and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, I just started seeing you. Like, I'm not even your girlfriend, so like calm down. So some guys can be a little bit aggressive, and some guys like I would have like I would meet them online and stuff like that. And it was just like a whole bunch different types of dates that we went on. But like first dates, I never really dated them after that, but I would say just going out to eat would be my favorite way to get to know a person. So number 21, how many girlfriends, boyfriends have you had? I've had I had about 5 boyfriends before I met my boyfriend, but my relationships never really lasted too long. So I know that sounds like a lot, but it really wasn't because it would only last like a couple months. And then I just decided to be single for about a year until after I met my boyfriend. And then once I met him, he's been my longest relationship, and that's pretty much it. I did also kind of have a girlfriend. I am bisexual if you didn't know that, but basically I'm straight now because I'm with my boyfriend for the rest of my life. But I did date a girl for a little bit, but I didn't really want to date her because she was one of my best friends. I dated her for like 4 days and I was like, this is kind of awkward for me. So I just don't want to lose you as a friend. So I told her, I think we'd be better off as friends. She went a little bit, she was very upset about it, but we're still friends today. And I told her, I just don't want to lose you as a friend. So we've been friends for a really long time. And she did take me to a bunch of things because I think that she really did like me a lot. She took me to like 3 Gaga concerts. She took me to like 2 Broadway shows. It was crazy. And I wish I could repay her because she did so many amazing things for me. So love you. I'm not going to say names, obviously. And then I did actually hook up with a girl once, and I actually thought I was a lesbian at one point. I know I'm like so like TMI right now, but I really thought that I liked girls for a while, and then I was just like, oh, I like both. So I was bi curious, and then I just ended up hooking up with a girl. I did really want to actually date a girl at some point after that happened, but then I ended up having a boyfriend after that, and I really liked him too, but just didn't work out. So mostly I've dated guys though. I haven't really ever dated a girl. Girls are just so complicated. So I'm like, I'm straight. Yeah, but I would say I go both ways. So, okay. Favorite memory from childhood. Again, just doing everything with my sister. I think my favorite memories were when we would go to my grandparents' house for Thanksgiving, and we would travel to Maryland for that, and we would get together with my mom's side of the family, like my mom's brother and sister, and they're our cousins, and we would always have an amazing time going there. We had so much fun with our cousins, and they were some of my best friends too. Whenever we would do things together, like, and it was so much fun because we would all cook together and we would all be together. That was definitely one of our biggest traditions. So it was so much fun. Um, do you speak any different languages and how well? No, not really. I did take Spanish in high school, okay, there's really only like 8 questions left. So like 7 questions left. So let's get through this pretty quickly. I do know sign language, and I never really got good at Spanish. Like I could say a couple of sentences, but I don't know most of it. I can't really understand somebody who speaks Spanish unless they speak it very slowly and they're very, very fast talkers. Even though my boyfriend is Spanish, he is Spanish American, so he doesn't really know Spanish either. But his mom is Colombian and she grew up in, I think El Salvador. Anyway, I could say like, oh, ¿dónde está la biblioteca? Or, um, come, or, crap like that, or hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, y tú? Like that's basically all I can say. It's like, hello, how are you? Um, where's ¿Dónde está el baño? Which I believe is where is the bathroom. My other friend Ren, he always makes fun of me speaking Spanish because he's Spanish too. I have a lot of Spanish friends. And he always like laughs at me when I say it because he thinks I sound so white. So, but I do know the whole alphabet of sign language. I learned it in 5th grade, and I really loved learning it. I really wish I would have learned sign language. I just think it's such a amazing language to learn. And when I see deaf people talk, I think it's so cool. And I love watching them have a conversation. I'm like, I wish I knew what they were saying. But I do know a couple of things, like I know the seasons. Spring was this, like a flower blooming is spring. Summer was this summer, like wiping the sweat off your face. Fall was like this with a leaf falling, and then winter was winter, like being cold. So I thought that was just so cool. And this is thank you, and I believe this is good as well. And yeah, that's basically all I know, but I think it's really, really cool. And then whatever and loser. I'm just kidding. Okay, 24. Do you have any siblings? Basically, I already answered this question. I have a sister and a brother. I am the middle child. Yeah, middle child. Always was getting in trouble for stuff. Um, sorry. Um, my sister is me and my sister and my brother are all a year and a half apart. She's born in on January 1st, which is crazy because she always gets two presents because she always get presents for Christmas and New Year's, and I would be so jealous. And my brother is a year and a half older than me, so he's 29, and I believe my sister is 26, and I'm 28. So we're all only a year and a half apart. Okay. Number 25, how would you describe your fashion sense? I basically already described like my siblings and stuff, so I didn't have to go into detail. My brother and I weren't really that close. We would always be fighting. We are close now. We still do things together, but he's very frustrating to deal with sometimes, but we do enjoy each other's company, but most of the time we want to kill each other, but I would never like have it any different. Um, how would you describe your fashion sense? You guys know I love fashion. I am huge into fashion. I pretty much have had a lot of different styles over the years. When I was little, I was obsessed with Caitlin's Way, the show, because I was like, oh my god, she has the same name as me. So I used to dress like her with the baggy pants and stuff like that. I loved Alex Mack. I think I wore plaids at some point. I loved her style. Then me and my sister were obsessed with Limited Too, and we bought like the whole freaking store. We loved it. We loved the colors. I wore like this lime green um, outfit one time to school. Like obsessed. I just loved expressing myself regardless of how many friends I had. Then we really got into like hippie-ish clothes, and we really loved Free People, so we would be shopping there all the time, and I still have a lot of stuff from them. And then I also really love Hot Topic, and I have so many dresses from them, and I always love wearing hats and scarves and accessories. I just love expressing myself. I love fashion. I really, really do. I don't really have a certain style. I just wear like I can wear preppy, I can wear edgy, I can wear hippie-ish. I just love anything that's fashion. I love Disney as well, so I have a lot of Disney dresses and shirts, so I love fashion. Um, Number 26, what is your favorite restaurant? I know I'm so cliche saying this, but my favorite restaurant is Cheesecake Factory. I just think they have so many varieties of different foods that you can choose from. I really do love their food. But I would have to say my favorite types of food, and then Meatball Place is my other favorite restaurant here. They have amazing meatballs. It's called the Meatball Place, and that Meatball Place. And if you ever want to try like your grandma's cooking or your grandma's sauce, go there. Their sauce is flippin' amazing. I don't know if they have it out of state, but they have two locations here now. And me and my boyfriend are so happy since it's closer to his house now. We used to have to go out to another town that was like a half hour away from us, but now we can just go to his and it's a lot closer. Okay, and then my favorite types of foods, because I want to add this in. I love Asian or Italian food. I love Italian food. If you take me to any Italian restaurant, I will go to it. I love it. And Asian food, I love sushi, and I also love uh, pork fried rice and lo mein, anything like that, sesame chicken. I love it. I also love Greek food as well. My boyfriend always makes fun of me because I didn't really know what Greek food was. And then after we went there, he's like, I thought you didn't like Greek food. And now I'm like obsessed with it. I always get their chicken cutlet sandwiches. Oh my God. Chicken cutlet sandwiches are my favorite types of sandwiches. I also love hamburgers, and that's basically it for favorite foods. Sorry, okay, let's finish this video. And then the last type of food I really love, and I will eat whenever you want me to, is ramen. Me and my boyfriend are obsessed with ramen, and we love going to different ramen places in the city. We just love trying different foods in the city. We always get like so annoyed if we're not able to go somewhere that we can go to on the island. Like my friend wanted to go to Olive Garden this past um, month for her birthday, and we were like dreading it. I'm like, every time we go to the city, we hate wasting a trip if we are not able to try something different. So, anyway, What are your favorite TV shows? I have a lot of favorite TV shows, but I'm just going to say my top two favorites, absolute favorite shows of life. My favorite show ever in the history of the universe is Doctor Who. I'm obsessed with Doctor Who. I love it. I've watched all the seasons at least 3 times. It sucks that they took it off Netflix, but it's amazing. If you don't watch it, you need to. If it doesn't interest you, I understand, because it is kind of a sci-fi show, and also Farscape, me and my family were obsessed with, and then I got my mom into Doctor Who, and she's like, I love it too. But my mom is obsessed with Sherlock, which is also a great show. But yeah, definitely number one is Doctor Who. It's amazing. My favorite Doctor is Matt Smith. I think he's bomb, but David Tennant is just as amazing as well. So love it. And then my favorite sitcom is Will and Grace. All-time favorite sitcom of life. I have watched the show probably 10 or 15 times. I don't know why I never watched another show on Netflix before that. I mean, Netflix wasn't really around until like a few years ago. And now I binge watch as many shows as I can. Like I've watched all of Friends, I've watched all of How I Met Your Mother, I've watched all of The Office, which are all hilarious. I've watched 30 Rock, Arrested Development. I love comedy shows. I try to watch as many as I can, so Friends is amazing as well, but Will and Grace will always be my number one. It's amazing. Jack is my favorite sitcom character of all time. He made the show for me. He was hilarious. And my favorite reality show, okay, I was a reality show junkie. I was really into MTV. I loved TRL. Okay, TRL is another one of my absolute favorite shows. And then my favorite cartoon was Hey Arnold. I was obsessed with Nicktoons, and I would watch all the Nicktoons shows. I was obsessed with Rugrats and everything else like that. But for reality shows, my favorite was Newlyweds with Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey. I have all of the DVDs, and I was just obsessed with it. I thought it was hilarious. I was so upset when they broke up, so I loved it. I loved that show. Okay, PC or Mac? Mac. This is a no-brainer. Me and my family grew up on Macs. My mom has always been an avid Mac user, and yeah, I have a MacBook Pro right now. Um, and basically it's just, again, going right into the next question, number 29, what phone do you have? It's an iOS 5S. I don't have, the 6 yet. I just thought that this was honestly, after the 4, I thought the phones were pretty stupid, but I actually really like this one. I just think it's so nice and slim and just the right size. I think the 6 is absolutely ridiculous. It's too big for me. I just think this was probably their best phone, and then they kind of went downhill after that. But we are Mac users, and I had an iMac when I was growing up. I know I didn't really finish answering the previous question, and I'm like blanking because I'm looking at the last question. I'm like, I want to answer that one and be done. But anyway, we had iMacs growing up. I had an orange one and my sister had the pink one. We were like obsessed with the colors. And then after that we had laptops. I had an older laptop before this, and then I had to replace it because it was like going down. I had it for like 5 or 6 years. And then I got this one and I paid this one off, and now I fully own it. So this is like, I think, a 2014 Mac, which is great. I don't need to update it for another few years, and I'm probably not going to for quite a while. And then yeah, this is my phone. I don't want the new phone because I like this one. So I don't love the iPhone anymore. I used to be like so into like keyboards and stuff on phones, and then now everybody has a friggin' touch screen, but I was a really big user of keyboards. I didn't really love the touch screen, and now I've gotten so used to it, but I kind of miss like typing like on my little Samsung phone. I never had a BlackBerry. I wanted a BlackBerry, and everybody else wanted an iPhone, and I wanted the BlackBerry because I thought it was so cool, but I never had a BlackBerry, and that was for Microsoft, obviously. And then the last question is, tell us one of your bad habits. Um, I'm very bad at keeping my room clean, and I'm very bad at keeping my hair clean. I am very lazy about styling my hair and washing it. If I wash it, I'll wash it once a week, which is fine. They say you're only supposed to wash your hair only once or twice a week. If you wash it more than that, it's kind of unhealthy. But I am very bad at washing it. So I will say that's one of my bad habits. I don't bite my nails or pull my hair or any crap like that. I do pick my nose sometimes. TMI. But I do that. That's probably one of my worst habits. Um, I used to be really bad about it when I was younger, but now it's not like crazy. Um, but yeah, I'm a girly girl who does that. Isn't that great? Just ruin your image of me. And then, another bad habit again is not keeping my room clean. I actually hate mess. I really hate mess, but I'm so bad at organizing. And I'm always so tired at home that I'm like, I'll clean tomorrow, I'll clean tomorrow, I'll clean tomorrow, and then it becomes weeks and it's like everything's piling up. It's not like I'm disgusting, it's just like I have so much stuff. I'm kind of a hoarder, but I don't have like crazy amounts of things like lying around the floor. I think that's disgusting. But I do have too much stuff and I don't like throwing things out. So I'm semi hoarder, semi not. Um, and it's very hard for me to part with certain things because I feel like everything has value and I hate getting rid of things. But my mom is very like, get rid of it or you're never going to. So, and going back to fashion, I forgot to mention some of my favorite designers. I love Betsey Johnson, obsessed with her. We were obsessed with her growing up. And I also love Michael Kors and Marc Jacobs. I love Michael Kors. I love his shoes. I love his bags. And I love Marc Jacobs. Typical white girl, I know. And that's it. That is it. And where I'm from is New York. I live on Long Island. I've lived on Long Island my entire life. And I've never moved. I've lived here my entire life, which is pretty amazing. I love this house. I've grown up in this house and I never want to leave, but I have to eventually because I have to be an adult at some point. But I move in with my boyfriend at some point once he finishes school. And that's it. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as CBW819 and my Twitter is PokerFace819 and my Snapchat is PokerFace819. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it was so long and thanks guys. Bye.